Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Teacher Joseph podcast. In this podcast, we're going to be talking about choosing a city. I don't mean choosing a city to go and live. What I mean is that when your English reaches a certain level, you have to begin to localize it. Every city has its own phrases, which perhaps wouldn't be understood anywhere else. And English is no exception. Did you know that phrasal verbs in English can be very regional? It's the same with idiomatic phrases. The other day on a reality TV show, a man said he was going south, and I thought, well, that's nice, maybe going his holidays. But then I discovered that going south in American English means going bankrupt. Another example. In American English, if you back up your car, well, I would imagine that there's a computer in there that you're backing up, because back up in British English is usually what we do with our computers. But back up in American English means reverse. In conversations, you can hear people saying, "Can you just back up a moment? I didn't catch what you said." So you see, when you're up against things like this in English, you need to begin to localize. I'm a native speaker, and if I hear an American reality TV show, I'll understand between 90 and 95%. If I'm watching an American drama or comedy, it goes up maybe to about 98%, maybe even 100. If myself, as a native speaker, don't understand everything in an American conversation, then you're not going to understand it either, which is why you have to begin to localize. Localize means that you choose an area. It could be the south of England, it could be London, it could be the north of the UK, it could just be a random place. It could be a place where you want to visit, a place you've already visited. But whatever way you do it, you need to begin to kind of localize. Get your media from that place. Read the local newspapers in that place. Try to find a language partner from that place. Have a look for a teacher from that place, or maybe one who even knows about that place. It's the only way to really get that confidence in speaking English. Why is it important? Well, if you go traveling around the world, you're going to find places and indeed expressions that you simply don't know. And that's quite all right. It's the same for me. I went to Boston some time ago, and well, first of all, the accent really got me. I didn't understand anything. And then when I heard some phrasal verbs, I also was surprised. Almost very surprised, actually, when I heard them referring to women as broads. I've no idea why anyone would call a woman a broad, and it seems to be very common there. Oh, there was a broad on a street, So my point is, if I don't understand these things, you're not going to either. So you need to localize. If you love British English, I would really recommend that you spend some time listening to some British radio stations, especially around London. London is a very diverse place with lots of different voices, but you will hear some local idioms there, such as on BBC Radio 4, if you like documentaries, BBC Radio 5, if you like news and sport, LBC, if you like call-in programs. That's where people call in on the telephone. So it's really important that you begin to localize and choose a place that you feel some kind of connection with. And make sure you have their newspapers, make sure you talk to their people, make sure that you have a strong connection to this place, and let that be your base. Let that be your place where you can say, right, this is my place in the English world. When you reach a certain level of English, the issue of identity comes up, and tribe. Who do I want to be like? Who are my peers? Who are my heroes? Where do I want to be? Where do I belong in the English world? And these are not easy questions to answer, but they are questions which need to be answered, because it's not possible to have a class with an Australian one day, a British person the next day, and an American person on the third day without becoming a little bit confused. If you're trying to refine your accent, it's equally important that you listen to the same person, or at least the same accent, again and again. Otherwise, you'll end up with a real mix of American and Australian and British accents if you are trying to shadow with all of them. It's not difficult. It just begins by defining who you are in the English world. Perhaps the time has come for you to ask yourself that question. Who am I in the English world? Where do I belong? Or where would I like to belong? And that's a really good start. If you prefer American media, then they also have some very good national radio stations, like NPR, for example. On CNN and Fox News, they speak very, very fast. But NPR is a good place to start. And if you like space, well, there's even a channel called NASA TV, and the English on there is very nice also. So, that's today's message. Localise. And let me leave you with this question. Who do you want to be in the English-speaking world? Not an easy question, but it's definitely something that you have to think about. See you. Bye-bye.